I get to bring on a young lady who's doing some amazing things. And what I love about this young woman is her insight to the business world and what she brings to the table. She's when you're at the level she's at, and you always have something to add to help somebody that tells about who you are as an individual. She's a giver, and that's just what it comes down to. She's there to help us. Most of us here aren't on Kaz's team, but she's willing to come out here and put herself in a position to help instruct us and create some of the success that she's created and duplicate that over here. And I'm really looking forward to hear what you got to say, young lady. And with that being said, it's all yours.
Hello, everyone. Good evening to you guys. Good afternoon to wherever else in the world you are. Hello and greetings. Lots of love back at you guys. Thank you, Chris, for the amazing introduction. And thank you to Mr. Thomas, as always, for giving, so many of us this opportunity. And how many of you were on the call yesterday in the morning with Mr. Nelson, and then on the happy hour? I think a lot of us were there. And he said, this is probably the group that has the most number of orphans that have been taken on from different teams around the world. And the different leaders can bring us together, which is really good because we have different perspectives of things. We don't have just one team vision. We've got multiple visions and multiple ways to bring things to the table. And I think we add so much more flavor to our food and have a better appetite than I think anyone can bring. So on that note said, I was given the baton to do leadership. And I wanted to share with you things that I've been doing, learning from what we've been hearing all this while, and actually putting some things in practice and trying to understand. Because I think after a point, I felt like I got too much of information-itis and I wasn't doing enough to take action. And all this information, as you've heard before, is amazing, but we got to do something with it, right? You cook this amazing food, but if you don't add that salt and put it all together nicely, it doesn't have the flavor and we don't really like it. So I've put a few copious notes. So I'm looking down and I'm looking at my notes. I didn't want to miss things. So I'm going to share with you what's worked for me and what are the few things that I've taken into practice, and it's changing my business, my life personally and professionally, and it's helping me every day. Is that all right if I share with you what I'm doing? Yep. Thank you. For those who know me or don't know me, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. I'm a regional director with ACN. And I am also an entrepreneur. I'm a real estate agent by trade. I own my own business. I manage over 300 properties now. And I've had multiple other things that I put my finger in, and a single mother. And life's exciting. So what have I done to make it all possible? Because a lot of people says, Kaz, how do you do so many things? How do you even, we can't even say it. How do you do it? The doing it part is the most important. It's about the discipline that I've learned to bring in my life. So let me share with you what I'm doing. Yes. What I'm trying to say today is taking action, making those choices. And most importantly, a lot of what I'm going to say today has been already said just yesterday by Mr. Nelson as well, is becoming more valuable to the marketplace. This is a challenge in life. Yeah. Is what you bring value to the table. Yes. You've got what you've got now is because that's where you are at, is what you are at the moment. So where you are is quite equivalent to where you are at in your life and your growth and where you are, right? Also, it says our income, does not exceed our personal development. It jumps sometimes, you might win a lotto, but it'll very quickly come to where your mind level is at because you won't be able to multiply it, right? So what I want to do is we end up holding on to our excuses harder than we hold on to our dreams, right? And unless you're willing to change that, nothing's going to change for us. So we got to change. So what I would say is, if you're ready to make a new start and really make that shift, then let's delete the old version of you, because that's probably expired. Bring in the new and add some strength to where you're headed now. Okay. The only problem in your life is you. And the only solution will be you, the capital U. All right. So like I said, my experience is my income didn't exceed my personal development. So when I grew on that and when I improved on that, when I bettered that, that's what evolved. And I saw the urgency to evolve, right? Not the emergency. It's not an emergency. It's not wrong, but the urgency to evolve. And I needed to do that if I wanted to have a change in my life. And what I realized is become more valuable in the market. There are plenty of players in every industry and every game that we're in. But you've got to make yourself more valuable to the market. So becoming a student of the market you're in will make you bring that shift. Become a student of the market you're in. Understand the market you're in. Learn the market you're in. Use the language, the good language for your market and the industry. Avoid profanities, bad language, how you present with clients, right? But don't use your professional inside lingo with everyone else. Use simple language that people can understand, right? Create good habits. How you present, people perceive you from there. We always say, don't judge a book by its cover, but we are humans. We do that. We do that, whether you like it or not, consciously, we do that first. Then it might change. Then we might look at it differently. We've got time, but human nature is to react instead of responding in time. So if you can not react, but take your time and respond to things, it'll be a lot better, right? If you calculate the amount of time we spend in our bad habits or the wrongdoings or, stuff and put a dollar value to it and put a price, it might not feel worth it. You might not want to spend that time. Netflix doesn't cost us $20 a month. It costs you your time. A can of Coke is not $2. It costs you your health. Social media is not free. It costs you your focus. Nothing is free. And remember, there's always a hidden cost. So if a product is free, or if something is free, you are the product. If something is free, you are the product. So you're always paying a cost for something. And if you calculate that amount of time we waste doing the wrong thing, it might not be worth it. Right? And that means, guys, if you're spending 3 hours in the evening watching TV, that's your detox or whatever you call it. And if you're earning, example, $25 an hour, I'm just throwing some numbers there. Put it together. You've just spent $75. Would you put $75? And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Put your value in a jar and put it in an investment. You might have more money end up with it. So at least make it work for you. How many of us have had swear jars in our houses? Every bad word we say, put something in the kitty. Yeah, Lynn, we've got a swear jar. Put that TV time, put it in a dollar value for what your job pays you and see how much money you've got there saved up. You will quickly change those habits. I changed the way I dress and present myself in public, the way I present anywhere. I wouldn't even go to the local supermarket, to the Kohl's or the Safeways here in my flip-flops. I just don't. I don't go in tracks and I just don't. Even if I go for a walk in the morning, I still do a little touch up to my face, look half presentable, may not have all the bling on, but that's how I present because I'm an agent. I work in the local area. I present in the local area. People recognize this face because it's up on boards. They want to see you present in a way. People create those perceptions of you because I need to walk into people's homes and they'll only do that if they know, like, and trust me. Right? If I stand in public and smoke around the corner, but you're expected to walk into that office and do a client and a big deal with them, they don't perceive you the same way. Right? So it's very important how people see you to create those bad habits. Yeah. The key is to do those things. Be smart about what you do and ask your help. This is a forum of friends. You ask for help and helpful advice. I hope I'm sharing something with you. It's not about being critical. You don't want criticism from anyone. It's not to stress you out, but to give you some help that can help you improve and change that, bring that shift. You have to be more valuable. It is important because success is something you attract. Success is something you attract. So please be attractive. Be attractive so success can come to you. Success also wants a place to go and stay, and it doesn't want a shonky place to live in. It wants a nice place to go to, a safe place to go to. So success is you attract success. So be attractive for it to come to you. Does that make sense? We hear all these sayings and they sound really good, but we need to be able to understand them. And that's what I'm trying to do, to translate them to our everyday lives, to tweak something just a little bit, to change that, to bring the difference. Demand more of yourself than anyone else can possibly drum up. Challenge you. Question you. How much do you push yourself? How much do you ask yourself? Don't worry about what your boss said or somebody else. How much do you challenge yourself? Right? Demand more of yourself. You do it. Be the student of history. We have a lot to learn from the past, but we need to go on. Your attitude towards life reflects the attitude from life to us. How you give your attitude to life is how life's attitude will be to you. Are we good so far? Is it making sense? We've heard this so many times, friends. This is just simple. I have learned to translate in my business, in real estate, in ACN, with my kids, in whatever I do. Do I face challenges? 100%. Do I get no's? Bloody oath, mate, as we say it here down under. We do. We all do. But that is the way of life. And the more we accept it, that that's going to be there regardless, it doesn't matter. That is business. We're not in a job. We're talking business language, friends. We're not talking a job, right? Do something different in the next 90 days. We've heard this before as well. Many, many moons ago, when I did a couple of the first trainings, I did the Wheel of Life. If anyone remembers that, Google it back, look at where you stand, reflect and move forward so you can hold an accountability check to your life. See if you've had improvements, have fun along the way. And as Mr. Nelson and Mr. Thomas have said as well in line, is then enjoy those wins. See that growth, celebrate that difference, and you will see what where you've come and how far you've come. The only time you look back is to see how far you've come, right? So make that next 90 days, I'm saying do something different. Whether it's a new health discipline, a new relationship with the family, reading a book, riding a bike, doing something different, stopping those soft drinks, whatever it may be, right? Do something different because the circumstances will remain the same. It's you who's got to change. The circumstances will not change. That's going to be the same. It's you who changes. Yes? Because what we have right now is what we've attracted by the person we've become. We can't blame the economy, blame your psychology. It's not the economy, blame your psychology. We've got to change it. The circumstances are going to stay there. Things are going to happen around you. You've got to be able to focus and make it happen. Are we good so far? Is this making sense? Yeah, it does to me. So I thought I'll share and bring this to you guys as well. This has really helped me in the last few months. Yeah, it's tough to blame yourself, because we end up blaming the market. We don't take responsibility. We want to blame someone else, but take responsibility, shift it onto you, make that change. Transition is the challenge we're all facing in our lives. Transition is so hard, right? So work harder on yourself than you work on your job. Work harder on yourself than you work on your job. If you work hard at your job, you earn a wage or you earn a living. If you work harder on yourself, you will possibly, earn a fortune. You'll make a fortune if you work hard on yourself. It's not overnight. Does that take time? Yes, it does. Yes, it doesn't come overnight either. Nothing's magic, right? So yourself becoming more valuable to the marketplace, you can drastically change the income around you and how you grow yourself, right? Things will change in time. It takes time, but first start with changing itself. Take responsibility and stop blaming others. That's how I've learned it, because the circumstances will remain. The psychology has to change. Go to work on the right things. Don't try and change the elements around you. That's not going to happen. You can't change the seed, the soil, the rain, the seasons, That will still happen, but work on how to become more valuable, more attractive, more presentable, bring up your skills, update that. You've got that commitment that you've got to make, and then everything will change, but it's your commitment. So, you know, this is one of the few of Jim Rohn's videos. If you watch him, you've probably heard this, that we've said, how much do you earn in one of your jobs? Example, is that all what they'll pay? That's all I'll earn out of this job. That's not true. That's what you are worth to the company, is what they're paying you, right? Somebody else earns more in that company. Can you upskill yourself? Can you do better and get a promotion? Do something better? Will the company pay you more? If the answer is yes, then you need to find that. They are paying you your worth. You need to upskill yourself to bring it to that position, right? Another one I like when I've heard this recently, things cost too much. I love the answer. It hit me in the face. Does anyone want to take a guess what it is? Things cost too much. No, it's just you can't afford it just yet. Things cost too much. I can't, it's too much. The boat, the yacht, I want all that. It's not expensive, it's always been that price. It's just, I can't afford it just yet. So if I want it, I need to work for it. If I want that, I need to work towards it. So, you know, that's why we've heard the expensive things are kept on the higher shelves. So you can't reach it until you're qualified to get to it. Yeah. The most expensive bottles in the liquor shop are on the top. So if you break one on the bottom, it doesn't cost much. It's $20, $40, $50. It's all right. And if you bump one of those blue labels or something more expensive that I probably am not even sure what they are because I've not reached it yet, you know, I'm not qualified to touch it yet. So it's on top. Yeah. So that's what it is. So it's always been there. It's just I can't afford it yet. So I really like that as well. Success, again, is something you will attract by the person you become. So it's not something you pursue. It's not something you can chase. It comes to you when you're attractive. So be more valuable to the market and get more attractive. I'm repeating the same thing a few times because that's what we really need to understand, friends, of how to be more attractive. Not talking about the lippy color you wear or the better makeup you do, is how you're going to be valuable to the market. Right? Profits are definitely better than wages. That's hands down. I can tell you that, being in business. Profits are definitely better than wages, right? You can work on both. You can start part-time working on your fortune while you work full-time on earning a living. Balance it. No one's saying stop one thing, go to the other. Balance it, right? Your income is directly related to the psychology, not the economy. Yeah? If you think the economy is going to change, that's not going to happen. Hey, guess what? If you keep your fingers crossed, it's still not going to work. So don't just keep your fingers crossed and hope it's going to happen someday. It's not going to work. You've got to change the psyche in you. Okay. Use disciplines, create habits. It's very simple because that's how you'll become more valuable. Discipline and choice of habits that you have, right? Don't search for the exotic till you've learned the basics. Don't look for the exotic till you've learned the basics, because success is something you attract. I don't know, I'm just going to drum it in today on this one. Okay. What you become is much more valuable than what you get. A lot of us have been on these calls. The value we get out of these calls, the person we are going to become, it's not the millions that ACN has paid you already, right? It's not what you're going to get. It's the person you're going to become. It's like your tuition fee that you're paying on doing what you're doing. But when you take something, please use it, because there's no point doing a certificate or a course. There's so many people, as Mr. Nelson said, and I completely agree. There's so many lawyers and doctors and people who have certificates and things, but they've never used it. It just hangs on the wall and collects dust. It does nothing for them. They're still broke and they still go to a job. And my dog is banging this down because he wants to come in. So, all right. So that's what I'm saying is just attract the good things. Very quickly, I'll try and finish the last couple of pages I've got. Success, again, guys, is not a stereotype. Having a Ferrari or $1 million or a couple of mansions is not success to everyone. Everyone's vision on success is very different. Success is when you design your own life and you can pull it off. That's what success is, right? If you can design your life, believe in it, go for it and pull it off and you're happy, then you're successful. Okay. So don't be too hard on yourself that we've got to have the big bucks and earn 6 figures. If that's not for you, then that's not for you. That's fine. Right. But if you design something and you really want something and you're not getting it and it's not working for you and that's what's frustrating you, then it's not success. Then it's all false, whatever fluff you're giving yourself. But if you want to feel success and feel gratitude and feel good and be able to serve and give more, is then design, have goals, set goals. If you don't have goals that you're working towards, it's going to substantially, and I mean substantially, impact on your bank account. They're quite related. If you don't have goals you're working to and just plotting on, it'll reflect in your bank account. Okay, so just set goals and pay the price of discipline, which is very, you know, it's rather you do that than regret. Okay. Humans are the only species that don't excel to their maximum potential, because we've got the privilege and the power of choice. You'll never see a tree half grow. Even you as growth, you will grow in height. You have no choice of that. You will grow in what you have to. It's in your DNA. It's in your making. That will happen. But where you have choice is where you limit yourself. You create those false glass ceilings. Humans are the only one. An ant, if he wants to get for the breadcrumb, it will do anything to take it, even though it's bigger than it is. It'll make it sure that they'll call the army in and take the breadcrumb. They will work to their max potential, but the humans are the ones who don't allow ourselves to go to the maximum potential because we've got the privilege of choice. You can do a part of something. You have a choice to do some of something. You have a choice of doing all of something. You've got choice. So if you want to really go to your max, then I would say choose all of everything and go for it. Really go hard at it, you know, because that will make a big difference. Right? Don't take orders from someone. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. Don't let anyone dictate you. Make it your choice. Make it your choice whether you take some of something, forget the rest, or do it all. But make a choice and run with it. Right? Nothing's free. One guarantee, all of us suffer some pain. All of us suffer some pain. Whether it's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. I would say choose the pain of discipline, because discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs a ton. All of us have to go through the pain. It's your choice. Again, it's your choice. Don't substitute discipline with regret. It's going to be very hard to work with, but it's your choice. You design your life and you work with it. In conclusion, I'll just put a few quotes together, which we can bring all this home. The difference between what you have and what you want is forged through action. Action, guys, we've got to take action. If you want something, we've got to do it. If it's another customer, make the call. If it's a better job, go apply for more. Whatever it is, you want to eat healthy, stop eating Maccas or, you know, junk food. We've got to take those steps. It's an action. It's not the heroic acts that bring us success. It's avoiding the temptation, doing the temptations that bring us down. We're not doing any heroic acts to get success or get what we want. It's just the holding back of the temptations that bring us down. What you track on gains traction, right? All winners are trackers. So again, in other words, what you focus on grows. Just the same thing in different ways. Winners will always track the results. Losers will track the reasons why it didn't happen. We all track something. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is your gift. And that's why it's called the present. So hope I've helped you work with your now, today, and the present to make better choices for tomorrow and have a successful future. Thank you very much. Hope I served you all well with what's helped me in the last few months to get to where I am.
Dang, Kaz, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
That was awesome, guys. That was awesome. And I hate when I'm being called out because all I heard you say was I was the one that needs to change. And that's so true. And just like I heard some Jim Rohn quotes in there. A tree does not grow half as its potential.
Yep.
We're the only ones. That's a huge. I love that one. Self-education will make you a fortune. Education will make you a living. Formal education will make you a living. That man, you were banging on my drum tonight. Man, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I like to take actions and track your results at the end. So, man, I appreciate you so much, young lady. You really did a great job. You always do. I mean, you always bring it to the table. You know, you bring that bat and you seem to always knock it out of the park. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Guys, it's just how hungry are you? How much fire do you have in your belly? What do you really want? My life has unfolded in front of you guys in the last 2 years when Miss Diane and myself joined the team. And, I went through the divorce. I'm a single mom. The option was to sell the house and go and rent. And the kids didn't want to do that. And, I did whatever I could to be able to get a mortgage, more than we had taken first time when we built the house. It's over 400K. And I did it myself. And I bought my house. And I paid my ex out, and now I'm getting renovations done to stay in here. And was it easy? Of course not. Is it hard? It's very hard. At one point, I told Mr. Thomas, sorry, I'm not coming because I've got 300 properties and it's just me by myself. I had 4 staff. COVID, we lost a lot of staff. We had a lot of problems. But my psychology was, I've got to make it. It doesn't matter. So if you really want it and you're really hungry, we can get it. We're not allowed to throw numbers, but I'm not throwing any ACN numbers here. Yesterday, I check my stats and numbers in my business all the time, right? All the time. Look at your account, do your numbers, do your books. If you're in business, somebody asked the question yesterday, how do you convert somebody who's not going to join your business to become your customer? And that's what I said. If you've got that presence and you've made it a serious business and you've got that, I don't know, aura, the energy that you're a serious business person, he's going to say, hey, can you check my bills anyways? You won't have to convert them. They'll come to you. You won't have to find the language. They will come to you because you're bringing value to what you're giving and serving. If your business has value, you're not going to have those questions of how to convert people and what to do. It's how you present, the confidence that you walk out with. Yeah, I checked my stats on my rental properties and I said, how much have I done in the last 2 months? And it was over 30,000. And I was, hang on, I must have put the numbers wrong. This doesn't look right. And I was like, I did do so much. I am turning over 6 figures. And I was like, okay, I can do it. And I'd never even earned in my job more than $55,000. So it's what I've grown to, what I've become, and what my vision is to take any of my businesses when I put my mind to it. Somebody might think, if you're making $200,000, $300,000 a year, do you need to do anything else? I'm cool. I don't need to. But you know what I did yesterday evening? I went and delivered pizzas. I did pizza delivery. Instead of sitting at home and watching Netflix, I got paid. All right. It's my choice. That's extra cash. They pay me cash. It's a friend's business. Go and help him. He pays me well. The dollar rates are a lot better here in Australia, the wages and stuff. That's all right. I got some extra cash. If I make even 150, 200 bucks extra every weekend, that's paid off my bills. I don't have to pay it on my credit card. It's my choice whether I watch Netflix or whether I do that. In between, if I want to detox, then I'm watching Netflix on my phone. I hardly touch the TV. I hardly touch the TV. I basically never turn it on. It's the price of discipline. So if you really want it bad, guys, we're already end of Feb. First quarter of this year is almost done. You can change it. You can make a difference. But the main thing is you. Love you guys. Take care.